Yeah, so for all of those who haven't watched the full video, it's on X and it should be around 7 to 10 minutes long, and what you'll see in this video will really shock you. If you get very queasy at things like blood, I'd recommend you staying away from this video because this video will shock you. Of course, in this clip, because of the fact that we're on YouTube, I can only show a few short seconds of the video, but what happens in the full video will really possibly change your perspective on a lot of things. What really angers me is the fact that there are around 5 people around this girl while this was all happening, and they all walked away. Of course, in these few parts you can possibly see her shocked, but what happened prior to it was he essentially stabbed her about 3 or 4 times. She didn't really even know what was going on, and then a few seconds later after this video she just slumps to the floor. And once again, I'll keep saying it, the fact that there is not a lot of media outrage on this whole situation is absolutely insane. The man who did this behavior also walks away saying, I got that white girl, I got that white girl, and I'm sure I can show you in other clips in this video. There should be no reason a man like this should be able to walk around freely. He should be given the worst type of penalty you should get because he did this for no reason except for racism. But of course, amongst black people, you know, black people can't be racist to white people apparently.
Did you know the judge that released this guy didn't even go to law school? Yeah, not even a lawyer. Yeah, these magistrate judges that are making a decision to release these people without bail, yeah, they're not even lawyers. They didn't go to law school. They didn't pass the bar. They just got appointed to be judges. No training required. Oh yeah, and that's the case in states like North Carolina, South Carolina, West Virginia, Virginia, Texas, Arizona. They don't even have to be lawyers, but they can be judges. They don't have to go to law school. They don't have to pass the bar. However, they sit in judgment over people who did. How the fuck is this a thing? How the fuck do we have judges who didn't even study the law? Like, how did this ever become a thing? That's one of the most insane things I've ever heard. Like, to be somebody's lawyer, you have to go to law school, you got to pass the bar. Like, just to represent a client, you have to do that. To be able to prosecute that person, you got to go to law school, you got to pass the bar. But to be the judge, to be the person overseeing these lawyers, to be the ultimate arbiter of the law, you don't have to go to law school, you don't have to pass the bar. How is this a fucking thing?
Yeah, I've seen it time and time again with all of these judges. They're very incompetent and they can't even do their job properly, but yet they'll still be able to hold their job. In most jobs, if you're an incompetent person, you lose that job. Yet we have judges like this that will allow a criminal to go out onto the street, and not just a criminal who has engaged in criminal behavior a countless number of times, but yet he gets free and then he's allowed to do what he just did.
And perhaps most shamefully of all, the majority of the media, many outlets in this room, decided that her murder was not worth reporting on originally because it does not fit a preferred narrative. Many of the journalists in this room spilled plenty of ink trying to smear Daniel Penny for defending a subway car from a deranged lunatic in New York City, but none of those same reporters lift a finger to write stories about an actual murderer. Here's the truth that
Before we get back into the video, if you guys have enjoyed the video thus far, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit the bell so that you're notified when a video comes out, and let us get back into the video.
Our current system only gives capital punishment, and then only rarely, to someone who actually kills another person. But what about someone who, through their behavior, has shown a willingness to kill another person? What about someone who is willing to murder another human being just to take their wallet or their shoes or their car? What is the argument? What is the actual argument for waiting until that already violent offender actually kills someone before giving them the maximum punishment? I want someone to explain this to me. If a guy walks up to a woman on the street, or a man, points a gun at the person's head and takes their purse or their wallet, why shouldn't that guy be hanging from a rope 24 hours after he's convicted in a court of law? Why not? Don't give me some platitude. Don't just shout the word compassion at me. Give me an actual argument. It would certainly make our communities much safer if we started executing armed robbers. If we responded with that kind of brutal decisiveness to violent criminals, there's no question that it would make our communities much safer. So why shouldn't we do it? Here's the question. Is the cost of having much more dangerous communities worth the benefit of keeping guys like DeCarlos Brown alive? Does anyone think the answer to that question is yes? So that the benefit is that we guys like DeCarlos Brown, we get to keep them alive. And the cost is that our communities are very unsafe and people like Irina die. What do we think about the cost-benefit analysis there? Look, I've been making this point for a long time. As a society, we have two choices. Okay, only two. Either we are going to inflict severe, merciless suffering on the criminals, the violent degenerates, the sociopathic predators, the dysfunctional, the barbaric, or we're going to allow severe, merciless suffering to be inflicted on the innocent. The women sitting on the train after work, the pedestrians walking their dogs in the park, the Uber drivers, the gas station clerks, and so on. One group or the other is going to be made to feel immense suffering. One group or the other is going to be met with brutality and violence. There's no third option, at least not for us. Now, other countries may be able to find a middle path. Japan is one of the safest countries in the world. It's also completely homogenous. 98% of Japanese citizens are ethnically Japanese. They are a small, homogenous country where everybody shares the same culture, same values, same priorities, the same fear of public shame and embarrassment. And yet, even in Japan, the death penalty is mandated in their penal code. They don't use it often, but when they do use it, the accused finds out their execution date on the day of the execution. And then they're taken off to be hanged without any further appeal. So Japan's secret sauce is homogeneity with severe and lethal punishment dispensed on the rare occasion when it's necessary. That is not our situation. We are a very big country. We are, as we're always reminded, very diverse. So we are left with the two options I just outlined. Severe, brutal, ugly punishment of the guilty, or severe, brutal, ugly punishment of the innocent. Either the former or the latter. To choose neither, to refuse to choose, is to choose the latter. It is to say that it is worth it for the innocent to suffer so that the guilty don't have to. And that's the answer that our system has decided on. It's decided that it's better for 1 million innocent women on the train to be butchered in broad daylight than for one violent criminal to be severely punished. And even worse, the people who give this answer have the nerve to call it compassion. It is not compassion. It is callousness in the extreme. It is monstrous cruelty.
Yeah, what's been happening as of late is completely insane. And the fact that big media hasn't been talking about it as much as you think they would is what even makes it more insane. They would rather talk about a person who was committing criminal activities for a majority of his life. And then not only that, they were parading around on streets, destroying street for the fact that a criminal didn't even die at the hand of a police officer, but that he died because he took drugs and died from overdose. If this was to happen the opposite way around and we were to switch the races, trust me and believe me when I say this, they will be burning down streets for this. But of course there's no outrage for some reason, and big media doesn't want to post this for some reason. It's very interesting, and what Matt Walsh says in this video is all true.
Want to be there,
yeah, and it's
about forcing them to be there.
When you are mentally ill, you have a hard time knowing that you are mentally ill. But also, I mean, people like Charlie Kirk, Van, they've been looking for opportunities to make this some sort of like reciprocal George Floyd situation, and that's the part that I think he's almost giving away the game, and it's sad to see a lot of people going along with it.
You know, let me just say a couple of things. One is, I mean, what happened to that young woman was horrible, and it's everybody's nightmare. If you're in any public space, subway, whatever, that something bad is going to happen to you or somebody you care about. So it does strike a chord. We don't know why that man did what he did. And for Charlie Kirk to say, we know he did it because she's white, when there's no evidence of that, it's just pure race mongering, hate mongering. It's wrong. Then he says that if something like that had happened the other way, there would be sweeping changes imposed on society. Where is the George Floyd Policing Act? It didn't pass. Even when you had a white police officer murder a black man on live television, the whole world saw, there were no sweeping changes. In fact, not one law was passed at the federal level. So I think that's an important thing to point out. The other thing is, you mentioned the thing about cashless bail. I think this is a big challenge that we have. Would you have felt better if there had been cash bail and the mom had come and put down $1,000 to let him out? It's not about cashless bail or no cashless bail. It's about the fact that we don't know how to deal with people who are hurting in the way this man was hurting. Hurt people hurt people. What happened was horrible, but it becomes an opportunity for people to jump on bandwagons. And then for someone like Charlie Kirk, he should be ashamed of himself. No one mentioned the word race, white, black, or anything except him. What people mention is the horror of what happened to this young woman.
Of course, they'll make excuses for the criminal, as usual, and then you wonder why people are tired of you. You will make excuses for the criminal, which inevitably leads to more criminals being allowed to engage in this type of behavior. No, he was not mentally ill. He was just another degenerate idiot that was on the street and decided to kill an innocent person. That's what he was. And the fact that you're trying to defend this just goes to show you are all idiots. We have videos of this guy literally leaving the train saying he got that white girl. But yeah, you know, it has nothing to do with race. He was just a person who was confused and let down by the system. I don't even know how people like you are even given coverage to say the stupid things that you say.
I really wish they found out who started that GoFundMe for Buddy ass that stabbed that lady on that bus. I swear. Some of y'all need to be hunted down and beat. Y'all making up these weird ass excuses talking about mental health played an important part. So fucking what? He need to be under the jail. His ass still need to chill. What the fuck does that mean? Knock it the fuck off. He wasn't that crazy. It was other men on that goddamn bus. There were males. His ass ain't pull that shit with a man. He pulled it with a woman. His ass wasn't that goddamn crazy. His ass seen a victim. He seen an easy one, an easy kill, and he took it. Y'all talking about some goddamn mental health. Everybody ain't just mentally off. A lot of these motherfuckers are demons. And y'all keep giving them excuses. That man was a demon. That's it, that's all. Y'all talking about mental health. So goddamn what? Weird as hell.
Yeah, and what you said in this video is completely true. It's not that they're necessarily mentally off. It's the case that they just have demons. And because of the fact that they have demons doesn't mean that they should not suffer the consequences of their actions. They should definitely suffer the consequences of their actions because they know what they're doing. And the man on that train knew exactly what he was doing, although he was mentally ill, if you want to put it that way. Not mentally ill to the state that he wasn't able to, you know, not the opposite of what he did, but mentally ill to the state that he is mentally ill with a demon. That man should have never been on the train in the first place, and we need to remove people like him from society.
As a racial justice advocate, I'm often invited to give talks or to do workshops where I talk to white people about race.
As a black person, I do not care what you have to say, and I'm sure at this point, the people who you are speaking to also do not care what you have to say. Go and do something worthwhile with your life and stop wasting time being a victim.
Okay. With pennies?
You about to find out, man.
Huh?
You about to find out.
Hey, if you're going to be smart with me, I'll kick you out. I don't mind counting the pennies, but I don't need the attitude, got it? Because I can refuse service. Easy as that.
You said you're going to count the pennies? Here you go.
No, you're good. I'm done with you.
Huh?
I'm done with you. I'm refusing service.
No, here you go, sir.
Hey, stop. Get out. I ain't going to play your crap. Get
sir,
out.
just count my pennies right here.
Get out. You got two choices. Cops, or I'll take you out. Get out.
Sir,
there, I don't care.
I'm going to keep putting them down.
Dude, I'm about to push your ass right now. Get the hell out of my store. You hear me?
Why are you so aggressive, sir?
Because you're aggressive and you're being a school jackass. Get the hell out of here.
Sir, this is a customer service.
It sure is. Bye.
Sir, I'm going to keep dumping pennies on.
Wow, that was such a funny video. You decided to buy a pack of chewing gum with pennies instead of, you know, giving him the amount you could have gave him just to make your stupid video, and then you wonder why people are tired of you.
For what? What's your badge number? Move! 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 Step back, step back.
Did you guys hear anything? Did you guys hear anything? Sound like gunshots? Walk. You gonna talk? Hit. Get off my block. It's not your block. It ain't your block.
Y'all looking at that car?
We're looking at all the cars. Thank you. Thank you.
There's every reason. We have every reason to.
Okay, go ahead. And I got
It ain't your block.
Yeah, my shit.
It ain't your shit.
Take that shit off.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do?
Take that other shit off.
What are you gonna do about it?
Take that shit off.
What are you gonna do about it?
Are you threatening us right now? Take the shit off. Are you threatening us? Take the shit off. Are you threatening us? You threatening us?
Go
On a
ahead.
Chrysler.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Y'all
That's all y'all
can
can do.
nowhere.
I'm bad.
Yeah, come in.
You guys see anything over there?
What's the new law? What's the new law?
What's your name is?
Sergeant Valdez,
Badge number, sir.
175.
I don't give. What's your shit?
FTO Mitchell.
What's your badge number?
135.
Sorry, don't give a.
Bang. Y'all try to come over here every day. Y'all bored ass. Y'all don't got shit else to do. Y'all don't solve murder cases. Y'all don't solve rape cases. Y'all don't solve none of that shit. Y'all weird ass. Y'all bored. Y'all weird ass. Y'all bored.
Flat tires. I gotta.
Stop talking to them.
You have to be a stupid person to get this aggressive with a police officer. These people have guns in America and you're this aggressive, and then when something happens to you, you'll cry racism. I haven't seen a group of more stupid people than you. Why would you do this? And then at the end of it all, you'll start to cry victim.
It shouldn't be no Section 8. There shouldn't be no food stamps. It shouldn't be poor people. There shouldn't be no welfare. Us law-abiding taxpayers, we are sick of paying for your food. And what if there was a law right now today and it wiped y'all off the face of the earth? All the rich taxpayers that's got all this money. What if the law came down and said, you know what? This world is only for those on welfare and public aid and public assistance and food stamps and Section 8 and the government benefits. And we just gonna get rid of the rest of them. How about that?
Yes, they're really this stupid. You wouldn't have the things that you're receiving for free if there were no taxpayers, but of course stupid people really do not think.
One way black people achieve true liberation, that's by taking it in blood. There has to be blood all over the floor. There has to be bodies on the floor. There has to be people screaming and crying. That is the reality. And this is what history shows me. No amount of begging, no amount of complaining, no amount of protesting, nada is going to get you your liberation until you take it with blood. You see? So this is why I sit back and I don't play along with any of these black people talking about it's a spiritual war and this, that.
And that's unfortunately what we're seeing right now. An idiot like this makes this stupid video and then a woman goes and gets killed by another idiot. But let me just let you all know this will be the same idiot to say black people can't be racist.
Let's have a quick conversation. My name is Dr. Monique Bruner. I live in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I was recently released from my long-term job of over 28 years at a local college for the reason of they were getting rid of my position. But let's be real. My position was in the area of DEI, and I was the only person released. When asked if I could, anyway, I was the only person released. Let's just say I am of course, you can see me, black female, doctorate degree, 2 master's degrees and a bachelor's degree, from all accredited on-ground colleges in the United States, with over 30 plus years of work history in higher education, and I was released, terminated. Let's just say thank you to all those who believe that I got my job based on DEI. I got my job because I got skills, because I have education, because I have
My guy. So let's talk about where the word good morning originated from. Good morning. Alright, so during slavery times, when the women used to mourn about their child being taken away and sold to a different slave master, or if one of the family members did something that resulted into them getting whipped or killed, most of these things used to happen in the evening time, when a child was sold off or somebody was getting whipped for something. The black women used to cry all night behind it. Not even just the women, the black people in general, all the black slaves, male or female. When something happened to a family member or a close friend or anything, they used to cry all night behind it. And when the slaves used to cry about what happened all night long, the white slave masters, the oppressors, will wake up in the morning time and they'll tell the slaves, did you have a good morning? Basically, did you have a good cry out? Did you do enough crying last night because of what happened to their family member a day prior? So the white oppressors came up with good morning as a mockery towards black people during the slavery times when they used to cry and mourn and grieve over what happened to somebody when they was whipped or killed or taken off to another plantation. So it was their way to make fun of the black slaves crying that night prior. So they would ask them, did you have a good morning? Did you have a good cry? And they would laugh about it. So that was their way of being funny towards the black slaves when they would cry all night about somebody that was hung, somebody that was killed. That was their way to make fun of them. Y'all know what mourning mean. All they did was take the U off of it, so nobody would think about what it really originated from. It was really a mockery towards black slaves and them making fun of what they did to their people when someone was hung, killed, or sold off to a different plantation. So that was their way of being funny. Did you have a good morning? Did you have a good cry about that person's death? Did you have a good cry about your daughter being taken away from you and sold off somewhere else? Did you have a good cry of your brother being hung yesterday? That was their way of being funny. Good morning, everyone.
And all I can keep saying in my head is that, like, America does not deserve black culture. Like, black culture is too good for America. America does not appreciate it. America just steals it and colonizes it and uses it as their own. They don't deserve it at all. Like, Kendrick Lamar put on a show of a lifetime. People don't even, half the people that watched it didn't even get what he was saying, what the message was. But, you know, us people, we saw it, we clocked it, and we received it. And we're thankful because it's Black History Month. He made us proud. And it was art. And it was amazing to watch.
What makes you think Americans want black culture? You have a culture of gun violence. You have a culture of degeneracy. You have a culture where your women strip naked and twerk and shake their asses. What makes you think anybody with any sort of intelligence would want your culture? Really, think about that.